putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. I want to finish talking about Rose McGowan, who was a whistleblower for Harvey Weinstein for quite a bit of time, last decade and a half at least. Nobody listened to her. Her cries fell on deaf ears, everybody just presuming she was the only one, which wasn't the case. They all knew that she wasn't. Dozens. Now they're all coming out of the woodwork. And I don't know if you guys saw the meme of all the entertainers, the girls who was it, Beyonce, Rihanna, Miley Cyrus, a couple of others, Madonna, I don't know some of the others, but they did a montage of them, and all of them were grabbing their crotches, grabbing themselves by the you-know-what. There was a girl recently that was interviewed on one of the late-night talk show hosts. I think it was that guy Seth something, and she said something like, I would have shown my breasts to a producer to get a particular role, and she wanted to play Robert De Niro's love interest in a film, so she goes, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Well, what else would she do in a heartbeat? Jimmy Kimmel, he's running around the street asking women to grab his crotch in Hollywood. So then they say, well, Trump, he's talking about grabbing women by the whatever. There's more evidence that that's easy to do with practically anybody in Hollywood. By the way, a product of the feminist movement, a product of leftism. That's who you can place that right on the shoulders of feminism and leftism. Women that I'm just as empowered as a man. Why can't I just go up and grab a guy by the crotch? You can. Absolutely. Go for it. Certainly ladylike, isn't it? Yeah. So you have all this brewing. Meanwhile, Harvey Weinstein is people know what's going on. Rose McGowan is absolutely vocal about who he is. You've got Hollywood making innuendo. Courtney Love saying, well, if you're going to come to Hollywood, don't go to a private party with Harvey Weinstein. You've got Seth MacFarlane going after him in a bit, saying, well, at least these ladies here no longer have to pretend that Harvey's a good-looking guy and they want to be with him or whatever. You've got other videos of people in a subtle way referencing Harvey Weinstein. We wouldn't even catch this stuff in sitcoms and things like this. All these things that were meant to go after HW. And then when it finally happens, they blow the whistle on him. Everybody now knows it. What does Twitter do? Twitter shuts down the whistleblower. Twitter punishes the victim. What is it that the left talks about all the time? Twitter punishes Rose McGowan because she dares say, I told you so. I've been talking to you guys about this for ages. Let's disable her account. And the only reason why they brought her off of suspension was because she made the story public. And then women came to her, her aid, I guess you could say, and said, we're not going to be on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how big the boycott would have been, but she was able to get Twitter to take a serious look at it. And so they put her on a 12-hour lockdown. See, I'm on a 7-day lockdown because I tweeted to Hillary Clinton and Ashley Judd, would you please, I asked them a very serious question. Can you tell me if you have the equivalent to an Uncle Tom in the feminist movement? Is there a word for it that people are calling you? And then they shut me down. I was legit. I wanted to know, what do they call sellouts that tell women they're going to help them and do nothing of the sort? Because that's what they did. Ashley Judd, with all the venom and vitriol you can muster, was in D.C. with her little pink, vagina head on, talking about Donald Trump. Meanwhile, knowing the decades of abuse that Harvey Weinstein has been unleashing on people. Hillary Clinton the same way. Michelle Obama, many others. They hobnob, they know, they hear the whispers. They've been to enough events with Harvey to know people are going, wow. And you know why Harvey liked being seen with them? With the president and first ladies and aides to these people? You know why? Because it insulated him. People looked at Harvey. They said, he may not be the richest guy in Hollywood, but this dude is with the movers and the shakers. He's friends with Michelle Obama and Barack Obama. He's friends with the Clintons. He's friends with the entire cabinet. He's the reason why your money, it's taxpayer money, you conservatives, we conservatives, is being spent in Hollywood on nonsense. They're making the movies that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and those ilk asked him to make. He's running a marketing firm on behalf of leftism that we fund, and that is the reason why they let him get away with whatever he wanted to. It took Rose McGowan to bring it to the fore. Now you can go, well, Kevin, it took Ashley Judd. She finally said something and whatever. Okay, fine. I don't care. Ashley Judd hasn't been the vocal one throughout this entire time. Certainly hasn't. It's been Rose McGowan. She is the, what's her name? Rosa Parks of this movement. That's right. A white woman blew the whistle on this man. This guy that's a lech. It wasn't Hillary Clinton. It wasn't Susan Sarandon. It wasn't Scarlett Johansson. It wasn't any of these other Holly weirdos, but Jane Fonda. You think Jane Fonda hasn't seen her bit of sexual harassment in a day? And here's the thing of it, and I'm not making excuses, but, Fonda and those people probably are like, well, whatever. You blew it off. You can't blow it off anymore, not today, because of what people have done, because of what the left have done to the state of America, to the state of just, quite frankly, to the state of social, just society in general. So now Rose McGowan has started a movement. It's got people coming out, talking about this. Craziest things are being discussed too. Maybe it'll force the snowflakes to grow up. Whatever the case, Twitter needs to pay a high price for for siding with the establishment. Banning this woman for any length of time for her getting the truth out. See, I think what I did as well, when I put at Hillary Clinton and at Ashley, they're like, you can't do anything that will trigger them, that will be perceived as, antagonistic. I wasn't antagonizing them. It was a tongue-in-cheek, very clever way of asking them how they were sellouts. How does it feel like to be a sellout? See, I'm not a sellout. People call me Uncle Tom, whatever. I don't care. That's a compliment, by the way. But even if it were derogatory, truly derogatory, and not just meant to be derogatory, it doesn't matter. I'm not a sellout. As one of my friends would say, I'm a buy-in. But I don't need to be a buy-in. I'm who I am. And I've witnessed what I've witnessed. And I'll call it out. And if Donald Trump had done what Harvey Weinstein had done, I would be asking for his resignation. It's that simple. This is just one of these weird things. Anyway, I do want to cover something with the NFL. Well, it's not a weird thing. I don't know why I said that. It's a weird situation, I guess is what I meant to say. I hate when I'm not clear, because sometimes you do radio and you think everybody, they understand me. No, they don't. Anyway, thanks for pointing that out, buddy. So, NFL protests happened over the weekend. 7 San Francisco 49ers knelt during the anthem on Sunday. Safeties Eric Reed, Andrian Butler, linebackers Dakota Watson, Eli Harold, receiver Marquise Goodwin, defensive lineman Eric Armstead, and cornerback Kwan Williams. The Miami Dolphins players stood for the anthem, while wide receiver Kenny Stills, safety Michael Thomas, and tight end Julius Thomas remained off the field. The trio previously knelt during the anthem, but Dolphins coach Adam Gase implemented a policy requiring all players to stand. Well, it's not just all players should stand, they should all be with the team. But you know what? That's his workaround. Fine, I don't care. The NFL's going nowhere. Most New Orleans Saints players knelt before the anthem played on Sunday. ESPN reported that all the players then stood while the anthem played, and then some locked arms. The team was met with boos when they knelt and cheers when they stood. So that's the update. And then, of course, we've got tonight's game, and I'll tell you what happened with that. But the interesting thing to me is that the league still hasn't put out a policy that's definitive that would put an end to this. They alluded to it and still haven't done it. It'll happen within 2 weeks. It'll be definitive. No more monkey business. And I know people go, ooh, Kevin, I can't say that. Yeah, maybe you can't, but I can. I got to leave it there, folks. Thanks for listening to the Kevin Jackson Show. We'll be back again tomorrow.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.